Do you love your partner but feel like you're just roommates who happen to share a Netflix password? Are you in a live-in relationship and want to transition to marriage without the pressure? Or maybe you're married and just feel that initial spark has dimmed into a gentle, almost boring flicker. Here's the truth bomb. No relationship is problem-free, but the goal isn't to find a perfect partner. It's to build a partnership so strong that problems make you closer, not tear you apart. In this video, I'm going to give you 6 actionable, psychology-backed strategies to strengthen your bond. No fluff, no generic, just communicate more advice. Real tactics you can use tonight. And stick around until the end, because tip number 6 is the one most couples completely ignore, and it's often the real game changer. My name is Dr. Susan David, and I'm a consulting psychologist. If you want to build a love that lasts for decades, hit that subscribe button and let's dive in. Let's start with the obvious one, communication. But I'm not talking about asking, what do you want for dinner? In my clinic, I see couples who talk constantly but never actually connect. If your only conversations are about logistics, who picks up the kids, who pays the electric bill, you don't have a relationship. You have a business partnership. True communication means sharing your inner world, your fears, your tiny joys, that annoying thing your boss did that made you feel small. Let's start with the obvious one, communication. But I'm not talking about asking, what do you want for dinner? In my clinic, I see couples who talk constantly but never actually connect. If your only conversations are about logistics, who picks up the kids, who pays the electric bill, you don't have a relationship. You have a business partnership. True communication means sharing your inner world, your fears, your tiny joys, that annoying thing your boss did that made you feel small. Point number 2, quality time. But let me redefine that for you. You don't need a weekend in Paris. Research actually suggests couples benefit from just 6 hours a week of dedicated together time. But here's the catch: watching a movie side by side on your phones doesn't count. Quality time means focused attention. It could be a 20-minute walk after dinner without any devices, cooking one meal together on Sunday, just 10 minutes of talking before bed about your future, not your chores. When you schedule this time, you are sending a silent message. You are valuable enough to pause my chaotic life for. That feeling of being valued is more addictive than any honeymoon phase. Here is where relationships slowly die, familiarity breeding contempt. After 3, 5, or 10 years, you start to expect things. Of course, she made coffee. Of course, he took out the trash. You stop noticing the effort. Listen to me carefully. Your partner is not a piece of furniture. They are a person who chooses every single day to be here. You don't need a grand gesture. Say thank you for the small stuff. Hey, I noticed you filled up my car. That made my morning easier. That's it. That single sentence releases dopamine in their brain and makes them want to do more for you. Try it for 48 hours and watch the shift. Now let's talk about the hard one, forgiveness. Every long-term relationship will face a wound. Maybe they forgot an important date. Maybe they said something cruel in a fight. Maybe it's a bigger betrayal of trust. Here is the distinction. Forgiveness does not mean allowing abuse or repeated disrespect. If it's a pattern of toxicity, you need professional help or boundaries. But for a one-time mistake that they genuinely regret. Holding on to that grudge is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. If your partner admits they were wrong and you choose to forgive, you aren't losing. You are choosing the relationship over your ego, and that choice creates a debt of love that often brings you closer than you were before the mistake. Point 5, compliments, but not just you look hot. Women, in particular, often feel unseen for their efforts, not just their appearance. Men, too, rarely hear that they are good providers or great fathers beyond their paycheck. A powerful compliment sounds like this: I feel so safe when I'm with you, or I love watching you. Parent our kids, you're so patient. And don't forget physical respect, a hand on the shoulder, a kiss on the forehead, holding hands in the car. These micro moments of physical connection release oxytocin, the bonding hormone. You don't need great sex to have great intimacy. You need small daily touches. And finally, the most controversial point: most people think marriage is a 50-50th split. I give half, you give half. That is a lie. On any given day, a healthy relationship is 75/25 or even 90/10. Some days you are exhausted, depressed, or sick, and your partner carries 90% of the weight. Other days, they are struggling, and you carry 90%. The moment you start a scorecard, I did the dishes 3 times this week, you only did twice. You have left the relationship and entered a competition. You will never win that competition. Instead, ask, what can I give today? Not, what do I get? When both partners try to outgive each other, the relationship becomes abundant. When both try to outget, it becomes a desert. So let's recap your roadmap to a stronger bond. Talk deep, not just loud. Schedule 6 hours of focus time. Thank them for the small stuff. Forgive the one-time mistakes. Compliment their soul, not just their shirt, and kill the scorecard forever. If this video helped you, do 2 things for me. First, like this video so YouTube shows it to more people who need this advice. Second, send this to your partner with 1 simple text. Can we try number 2 tonight? That single text is an act of courage. I'm Dr. Susan David. Subscribe for more real talk psychology, and I will see you in the next video. Take care of each other.